What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today I'm going to be showing you more than 20 of the best new features and changes in iPadOS 13 on the iPad Pro. And yes, you heard me right, iOS on iPad is no more. It is now considered iPadOS and we're starting with iPadOS 13, even though I guess technically it should be considered iPadOS 1, but I guess Apple didn't name it that just to prevent any further confusion. But anyways, this is iOS 13 or iPadOS 13, whatever you want to call it, on the iPad Pro. Let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at some of the awesome new features and changes in iOS 13 because there are a lot of them. So the first thing you're going to notice is the new home screen layout, and take a look at this over here on the left hand side. So these are basically widgets on the home screen now, and you can see we also do have the clock right there real big and the date underneath it, and you can see we have our apps over here. So this is a completely redesigned home screen. It's not necessarily what a lot of people had in mind when the rumors and the leaks were saying that we'd have a redesigned home screen, but this is definitely a new redesigned home screen. You can see we can also fit a lot more applications on one page. So you can see we have a lot of applications here. There's not as much space in between them, and I think this actually looks really good, especially when we have the today view right here. So to configure this, all you have to do is swipe down and you will see all the other widgets in here. So this is basically just taking the place of widgets. So you can no longer swipe over to see your widgets. It's now this today view where it's stuck on the home screen. If we go down here and go to edit, you can see we do have some additional options here, and it's called today view, as you can see right there. Get timely information from your favorite apps at a glance, pin, add, and organize your widgets below. Now, if you wanted to, you could disable this. You can see right there, if we disable that, click done and go back to the home screen, you will notice how it's not there anymore. We can swipe over to access it, but I just think that it looks a lot better and a lot more like iOS 13 when it is always shown on the home screen. And it's not very obtrusive, so it's not going to, take away from the home screen and make it look tacky or anything like that, which is probably the number one thing I was worried about going into this keynote. But anyways, you can see here we have pinned favorites, and then we have all of our widgets down here. So you can only have 2 favorites to be pinned right there. You can also add to them just by clicking the plus. It works just like the widgets, except for now it's on the home screen. And of course you can move them around and things like that. I like to have the weather and the batteries as my pinned ones just because that's stuff that I will check, quite often, but you can customize it to your liking right there. Now this does also change based on dark mode or light mode, and that is the next feature I'm going to show you here. Dark mode, I know you guys probably already saw this in iOS 13, so I'm not going to cover it too much in depth here, but that is also available on the iPad. So if we go to display and brightness, you will see right here we have the appearance for light and also the appearance for dark. And you do also have the automatic setting right here. So you can change it to automatically adjust to dark mode and then back to regular mode, the white mode. And you can have a custom schedule, or you can just do it from sunset to sunrise. And if we go back to the home screen, you can see that the widgets are now a lighter shade. They're like a white or a gray gradient right there. And if we switch it back to dark mode, you can see they turn back to that black color. You can also see the wallpaper in the background changing as well. You can also access dark mode by going to the control center and then 3D touching or haptic touching on the brightness toggle right there, the slider, and you can see down here we have appearance. You can change it just like so. And if you see the widgets right here, if you just swipe down like that, that gets rid of those widgets, and then you just swipe up to view them again. So I like to swipe down when I'm done using them just so my home screen can look a little bit more clean again. Another awesome feature we have in iPadOS 13 is the fact that we can now connect Bluetooth mouses or mice that connect via USB-C to our iPad and actually use the mouse on our iPad to control it. So I have a little USB-C to USB-A adapter right here, and I'm actually going to plug in the receiver for my mouse, which is the Logitech MX Master. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I'm going to plug this into my iPad. And once we plug that in, if we go into settings, accessibility, touch, assistive touch, go ahead and toggle on assistive touch, and then go down to pointing devices, and you will see USB receiver right there. And you can see I am moving around on my screen with the mouse right now. I can even do the gestures with my mouse, as you can see right there. So it's pretty cool. And again, you can do this via USB as well. I just don't have a USB mouse around me right now that works with this. But you can see you can also do it via a mouse like this right here. So it's actually pretty cool, and it will work pretty good if you're playing games like Fortnite and things like that. It's not actually too bad. Like, it doesn't lag or anything like that. It's actually very fluid. Even for the USB mice, I've seen people play with like the USB mice, and it actually works pretty good. So it's actually pretty cool that you can go ahead and click on applications and do the gestures and everything like that with the mouse. Now, speaking of using that USB-C port, you can also use this USB-C port to add additional storage. So I'm going to use this same adapter here, and I'm going to plug in a flash drive that I have right here with some data on it, and we're going to go ahead and plug this in to the adapter. And if we go into our files application, you can see we actually get that data inside of the Files application. We can actually see everything on that flash drive. We can also read and write content on here. So we have read-write access, so we can not only, see the contents on here, but we can also write to this USB drive. So you'll be able to connect USB drives, external hard drives, SSD drives, anything that uses USB-C. You can also get this adapter like I have to use USB-A to USB-C. You can also zip and unzip files from here as well. So if you had like a zip file, you can go ahead and unzip that straight from the iPad itself. So you can see I have some movies on here. So if I go ahead and click on one of these movies right here, you can see it opens up like this. And if we click on the share button right here, you can see that we can save the video straight to our iPad, straight to the TV application right there. You can airdrop it and all those things. So it's really cool. Of course, you could also just play it straight from within this view right here. So this is a really great solution if you have like a lot of music or a lot of videos on an external hard drive or flash drive and you want to get them onto your iPad. This is a quick and easy way to do so. Another thing I wanted to note is that if you have a camera that uses USB-C to plug into your computer, you can actually plug in your camera straight to your iPad and take all the contents, like all your pictures and videos from that camera straight to the iPad. So that's going to be a great feature for those of you who edit photos or videos on your iPad or iPad Pro. So now in iOS 13, we have much better multitasking than we did with iOS 12. It was good in iOS 12, but now it gets even better in iOS 13, especially with the slide over view. So for instance, let me just go ahead and open up Safari. And let's just swipe over here to pull up our slide over view, as you can see right there. Now a cool thing that we could do is if we pull up the dock, say we wanted to have mail right here. So if we go ahead and put mail over top of that, we can actually go through our applications now by just simply swiping on the bottom like so. So you can see we can go through all of our applications just by swiping like the little home button at the bottom. Now, if we swipe up on that, you can see we can get another view, like an app switcher like view of all of the applications we have available in Slide Over. And again, if you wanted to add more applications to that, you just pull up the dock and put it right over top of the other Slide Over applications. If we go ahead and swipe up like that, on the slide over view, you can see we have all of our windows right there. So very cool, and that makes for much better multitasking here in iOS 13. Another new feature in iOS 13 that has to do with multitasking is that we can have two instances of the same application opened at once. So for instance, if I had a note open right here and I wanted to open up another note, I could just simply slide over, and you can see I have two different versions or two different instances of the application open at one time. So I can see this being useful for a lot of different situations, especially in notes and in Safari and things like that. Now, not all applications support this, but it is cool that that is a feature now in iOS 13. We also have some enhancements to the Apple Pencil in iOS 13. So the Apple Pencil is now a lot more fluid in iOS 13, with the latency being reduced from 20 milliseconds to just 9 milliseconds. So you're going to notice a much more fluid experience with the Apple Pencil, especially when you're sketching and even just going between, home screens and in and out of applications. You're going to notice a much more fluid experience with the Apple Pencil. Another cool feature is that you can actually take a quick screenshot with the Apple Pencil by just simply taking it to the bottom corner and swiping up. And you can see there it takes a screenshot just like that. That definitely beats having to press the home button and the volume button at the same time, especially on such a big device like the iPad. It's always a struggle. So it's really nice that you can now do this on the iPad with the Apple Pencil. Again, all you do is swipe from the bottom left or the bottom right corner and it will pull up a screenshot right there. And then you can go ahead and mark it up and crop it if you want to. And speaking of marking up, you can see we do have a lot of new markup tools here. They look a lot more modern, a lot more realistic than they did in the past. And we can actually go ahead and move this around as well. So if we wanted to move it to the bottom, to the left side, to the top, to the right side, we can move it all over if we want to. We have the color wheel here. We have the plus for text, signature, magnifier. We have these three dots right here as well for auto minimize, which I'm not personally a fan of, but you can go ahead and enable that if you want to. And this does also work in any application. So for instance, if you're on Twitter and you go ahead and do that, you can see it takes the screenshot right there in Twitter as well. And actually, if you go into Safari and take a screenshot in there, you can see you do also have a new option now in the top for screen or full page. So you can actually take a full page screenshot now in iOS 13 with the iPad. And you can see over here on the right hand side, this is what the screenshot's gonna look like. It's gonna take the full screen right there, and it will actually save it as a PDF. So if you go ahead and click on done, you can see it says save PDF to files. Now, speaking of Safari, we do have a download manager inside of Safari now. So you can see this little download icon right here. Now this will only show up after you've already downloaded something inside of Safari. So if you go ahead and search for an MP3 to download or just a PDF, you can go ahead and download that, and then the downloads will show right here. And you can see I just downloaded a YouTube video real quick and it shows up in my downloads right here. If we go and click on the little magnifying glass, you can see this is where it shows all of my downloads right here in my iCloud. And if you click on the download itself, you can see you could pull up the video right there and watch the full video. You can also click on the share button to save it straight to your camera roll. You can also do all these other options right here like AirDrop, send it as a message, all those things. You also have the option to rotate up here on the top right as well. So this is a really big feature. So for those of you asking if you can download movies and music and things like that, yes, you can download full like Blu-ray rip videos and things like that. You can download full movies, you can download full albums and everything. There's no limit to the downloads here in Safari. Another thing you'll notice in iPadOS 13 is that Safari now natively supports desktop browsing. So for instance, if we went to a website like Google Drive right here, you can see that it pulls up and it's actually just like you see on a desktop. So it's no longer like the mobile version, no longer takes you to the app. You can see it natively supports desktop browsing. And to give you even more of a desktop experience without having the toolbar right there, if we click on these two little A's in the address bar and then click on hide toolbar, you can see we get a much bigger view, like a full screen view of Safari. And all we have to do is just tap the top and it pulls the toolbar right back up. Now, when it comes to the keyboard on the iPad, you guys know that the iPad keyboard is pretty large and it can be a little bit hard to type fast on sometimes. But with iOS 13 and iPadOS 13, you can now pinch the keyboard to make it small, just like the size of like an iPhone keyboard. And you can actually move it around too. If you go to the bottom right there, you can drag it around the screen and put it wherever you want. There's no placeholder. You can literally put it wherever you want on the screen, which is really cool. You can also use these swipe keys now. So now in iOS 13, you can use swipe gestures. So if I wanted to type something, I could just go ahead and swipe like that and it will type out whatever I'm trying to type. So this new keyboard definitely makes things a lot easier for typing really fast, especially if you have an iPhone, which most of you with iPads probably do, and you're probably used to that smaller keyboard. This makes it a lot easier. And if you wanted to get back to the normal size keyboard, you just pinch outwards and you can see it takes you right back, pinch inwards. Very easy, very fluid. Now, speaking of gestures, there's also a new way to copy and paste in iOS 13. So if we go ahead and select something to copy that, instead of clicking on copy right there, we could just do a 3-finger pinch. So like this, you can see it says copy right up there, and we could just pinch outward to paste it. So if we wanted to go down here, pinch outward. It's a little bit tough doing this on video, but you can see right there, it does paste it like so. That is a new gesture, so it will take a little while to get used to, but that is the new and easy and much faster way to copy and paste in iPadOS 13. Another awesome feature in iOS 13 is Sidecar, and this actually works alongside macOS Catalina, and you can use your iPad now as a secondary display to your MacBook or iMac. Now, I do have macOS Catalina installed on my device, but for some reason it's not working with iPadOS 13. The two are not working together. So it's probably because we're just still on the first beta of both, but I will touch on this in the second beta to see if it's working. Another big feature in iOS 13 and iPadOS 13 is the new volume HUD. So you can see here on the iPad, it shows up on the very top of the screen. You can see when you press it one time, it gives you a fat volume indicator. If you press it again, if you press it more than twice, it has a really skinny volume indicator. And this is so much better than the big obtrusive volume indicator that was right in the middle of the screen in iOS 12. And if we go back into notes, I did want to show you guys that we do also have the new tools down here as well, and we can move these around just like with the markup tools. We do also have the auto minimize right there, the color wheel right there, and all of those things, the back and undo, or the undo and the go forward right there. You have all these options now inside of the Notes application as well. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is just how much faster iOS 13 is. So it started off with Face ID. So Face ID is noticeably faster on iOS 13 than it was in iOS 12. And also the animations, just the overall fluidity, everything feels faster here on iOS 13. And this is only the first beta, which is really promising. Apple did claim that apps are going to open 2 times faster and that Face ID is much faster as well, but I really just wanted to see it to believe it. And now I definitely believe it. So if you have an iPad, especially an iPad Pro, take advantage of iOS 13 if you can. I think it is a great piece of software. Now, obviously there are going to be bugs. I have encountered bugs, but it's nothing that's really going to mess up your iPad, at least nothing that I've experienced so far. So I like it. I encourage it. And if you are a public beta tester, you will be able to get your hands on this come next month. So anyways, guys, there you have it. Those are 20 plus new features and changes in iPadOS 13. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Also, let me know if you have an iPad below, which iPad you have and what feature is your favorite favorite here in iOS 13, aka iPadOS 13. Also, make sure you guys do subscribe because I will be making more update videos on iPadOS 13. When future betas come out, I will be doing comparisons with iOS-based devices as well with iOS 13, and just a ton of content coming very, very soon. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.